Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Sorry for being away for about 3 or 4 days, but I've been ill, so I wasn't really able to make any videos. I have one for you today, though. We've got 2 clips to watch. The first one, the one you can see on your screen here, is reportedly a Italian woman an elderly woman who has diabetes, who's refused access to the hospital because she does not have a quote unquote valid passport. Passport. I've got Google Translate up as well because we will read some of the responses to it in the comment section below. It's mostly in Italian, so we will use Google Translate to see what regular Italians think about it. And secondly, we have Seattle Fire and Police, who essentially have chosen their hill to die on, professionally die on. I mean, they've refused the mandatory mandatory poke, which a lot of public and private sector employees in the United States are going to be required to take in order to continue doing their work. It's all very biblical, isn't it? It's all very mark of the beast-ish, isn't it? Isn't it? Anyway, look, let's get into this video. If you haven't yet, though, please like the video if you find it informative, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell, and share this video around. We also have a membership scheme. We have 8 amazing, beautiful members who humble me that they actually value my commentary as much as they do, that they have become paying members of the Hoggcast. It has various benefits, badges, even if you want, you can come on and do a collaboration, I think they call it, with me. I'd be more than happy to. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so this is the first clip. I don't speak Italian, but I am armed with a Google Translate. We'll watch the clip. It's only 30 seconds, and then we will see what the people of Italy have to say. This is obviously a bad situation to be in. So this is the digital passport. So you see the smartphone there. I believe hers is either not up to date or it's incorrect or there's some issue with it, and as such she is being denied entry to the hospital.
Ecco, sentite, la signora che dovrà venire a fare degli esami non ha il Green Pass e dovrà.
So you heard him say green pass. Keep that phrase in your mind. Green pass. So you can see she's been turned away. She has no green pass. Okay, so let's see what some of the Italians have to say about the matter. And I am largely going in blind here, because most of these I haven't read. I only read a couple. So this first one here from LE4 Full. It also happened at the Rovingo Hospital on Friday for an hour. Then they realised the mistake and were ashamed. The hashtag green pass for patients is not required. Never. If they ask you, threaten them with a complaint and they let you in immediately. Hashtag shame. Hashtag dictatorship. And that's exactly what it is. A dictatorship. A shameful one. Let's see what the saint has got to say. Just enter with the phone in hand and the number of the Carabinieri already dialed and say, I press and start the call, or do you visit me? I have no idea what that means. Let's see. GP, I know what GP means. But for a specialist visit, you need the GP now. How about this one? See what he's got to say. May they be cursed and a shame. It is normal for people to get worse if they are banned from medical examinations. And hope would be the Minister of Health. But what health? That of denied treatment. So basically what he's saying is people will get worse if they're not seen, which is, of course, true and common sense. Most people know that. You know that if she did die, though, it wouldn't be put down on her death certificate that it was complications due to diabetes. It would be put down as complications due to Rona. You know that, and I know that. Let's see what this guy's got to say. He can't do it. They received the letter from FNOMCEO that they cannot deny entry to patients because there is no law or decree prohibiting it. The Green Pass is required only in the RSAs. So let's see what Green Pass is. Italian Green Pass. So it says, there's one here that says COVID. I don't want to press on that because I don't want people to say that I am trying to deliberately skew the results. So I'll just put Green Pass. So here we see, look. How a Rona Pass protest sparked a debate in Italy on its ism/ist past. So thousands protest about Coof Green Pass. So here is your proof that she was denied for not having a valid Green Pass. A Rona passport, a digital passport. The one thing that the so-called conspiracy theorists, they got right. How many times do they have to be right? Italy to require all workers to show Green Pass certificate. So Rona passport, that's what it is. They can give it nice sounding names like Green Pass. It's like a pleasant thing. It's like a meadow. It's like a summer green. It's a Rona passport. And an elderly woman with diabetes was denied access to a hospital because her mark of the beast wasn't valid. Her mark of the beast wasn't in date. I don't know what the issue was around her Green Pass, but because hers wasn't either up to date or it hadn't been checked out yet, I'm not sure how that works, she was denied entry because there is no leeway anymore. I've said this before. It's not just Italy, it's across the West. There's no leeway with anything. It's either white or it's black. It's either up or it's down. It's either east or it's west. It's either north or it's south. You see what I mean? It's either left or it's right. There's no middle anymore. And that just goes to show you how dangerous and tinderbox-esque society in the West has become. But the usual types will say that, well, that's just progress. It's not progress. If that's progress, you can keep your progress. I don't want it. If that's progress, I don't want it. And I think there's a lot of people out there who would agree with me on that. For follow-up visits, including diabetes, no Green Pass is required, so she should have been allowed in. Rather, the lady gets poked, which is a greater risk. This is the recommendation to make to her. But that's what I'm saying. We don't live in a society where recommendations get made anymore. We live in a society that's this or it's that. You, when you turn up to the hospital, you are either this or you are that. There's no middle. You understand? There's no, well, okay, I see your point, come on in. There's none of that. There's no, well, she's an elderly woman, she needs a diabetes treatment. Really, what harm is she causing? There's none of that. It's just, are you this? No, get out. That's what this equality and inclusion and equity society has led to. It's led to totalitarianism. Let's read one more. See what this guy's got to say. In fact, patients with or without the Green Pass They are the accompanying six patients. Oh, this is just one of those instances where the translation just doesn't make sense. I will try and make sense of it. So he seems to be saying that in Milan, patients with or without the green pass enter. They are accompanied by six patients. Oh, it doesn't make any sense. I don't think it's his fault. I just think it's Google Translate. Let's see. Congratulations also to the people in line who say nothing. Thank you. This kind of Italy totally disgusts me. Unfortunately, we are not all like that. Thank you, sir. Who is this? F.A. Thank you, F.A. This is exactly what I mean. Congratulations also to the people in line who say nothing. We've become a say nothing civilization in the West. We used to say everything. Now we say nothing. We are the say nothing civilization of planet Earth, and that's how we'll be remembered when we're vanquished, which looks like it will happen. Because why will we be vanquished? Because we are the say nothing civilization. I was watching Tucker Carlson earlier today, and he was doing a segment on New York, and there was a woman who got accosted very badly, the R word, I'm sure you know what I mean, and this man who was a visa overstayer, I think from Congo he was from, in New York City, and he did the R word to an innocent woman on a train, and there was people not only around, but they were within arm's length of her. They could have got up from their phone, like press, I'm playing Candy Crush, and helped the woman, but they didn't, because we've been conditioned as a society not to help each other. We've been conditioned to just comply, keep head down, focused on screen. We are the say nothing. We are the do nothing society, the civilization. Well, I say that, but there are some who actually start to push back. And we'll move on to the next clip now, because the next clip is of the Seattle fire and policemen. A number of them have chosen to die on that hill. They do not want, for a variety of different reasons, to take the poke, and they are going to lose their jobs, it looks like, over that. So let's move on to that now. Okay, so these are the Seattle fire and police who have been discharged for refusing to get pokes. The poke. You know which one. So that's one of the main municipal buildings up there. They have family and friends with them. See, this is it. This is the community, right? The community. And you have to put yourself in the position of a Seattle police officer. They don't get paid as much as they should, largely due to the sky-high living expenses and living costs at these liberal leftist utopias such as Seattle, Portland, Los Angeles, New York, and so on. All of the same things rear their ugly heads in these big cities dominated by leftists, in that the quality of life is rock bottom, the cost of living is sky high, crime is sky high, law enforcement are demoralised. And if you was a police officer in that situation, and then they told you have to get a poke that you do not want to get for whichever reason it is, that would be the last straw for you. But I'm glad that they're not just going out silently. I'm glad that they are doing what they're doing here, demonstrating peacefully, because of course they would. It wouldn't be largely peaceful. It wouldn't be, what was the phrase? Fiery but mostly peaceful. That's the one. This is wholly peaceful and not fiery at all. But they've chose to die on this hill. The mainstream media won't give them a shred of airtime. I will in my own little way, and I know that others are too, but I wanted you to see that there are people out there. If you didn't skip through my last segment at the end when I spoke about the visa overstayer who accosted in a very bad manner, if you know what I mean, a woman on a New York subway train, and nobody tried to help her. There were not only people in the carriage, but there were people sitting next to her, and nobody lifted a finger to help. So you can, when you hear about things like that, descend into the mindset of nihilism and hopelessness. Excuse me. But know that there are people out there. You see, this is why the mainstream media won't show you it. Because they don't want you to know that there are people out there who are willing to look up from their phones and are willing to give a helping hand to others. In a meaningful way, in a real way. They're willing to take a stand in a meaningful, impactful way that doesn't hurt anyone, that only benefits themselves. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.